Right, this is the old crossflow on the table, stool, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to get it ready as much as I can now before taking out the Escort engine. So I think I can use these Capri mounts. We'll find out later. But I've got to take this off. This was the mount for the air compressor, and we use air on these engines in Thailand because generally it's sort of 30 odd degrees here and it's too hot not to have it. When we're on the track or on an open country road or something, you can wind down the window and turn the air off and be okay, but when you're sitting in traffic you really want to have it. But anyway, because this was in the Capri and it's going in the Escort, I can't have the air compressor here because of the tower for the brake. It's right-hand drive, obviously, and the tower comes up here, and the master cylinder and whatnot. The reservoir is up here. So we're going to use the bracket, compressor, and alternator setup that's on the Escort at the moment, which all bolts here. So looking at where that bolts, it takes up those 3 points there, and it might well spill over to here, I'm not sure, can't remember, we'll find out. But these two are blocked with sheared off bolts, so I'm going to get some easy outs and sort that out. So I've got those broken bolts to fix. This engine was out 3 years ago, we put new core plugs in it, we put the big valve head on it, new head gasket, new sump gasket. It's as dry as anything, it's not been leaking, so there's nothing else to do there. There's a bit of a weep on the rocker cover gasket here. We can deal with that. I'm going to check the clutch. Don't get any slipping, don't get any problems, but just for peace of mind, I'm going to pull the clutch cover off and just check the clutch. And I think that is probably all I need to do. Got the nosiest stuff from the Escort, which needs to go in here. So that means I use the Escort pulley, the Escort, well, say pulleys, so lower pulley and aircon drive pulley, and then the water pump pulley, and then the nodis bracket for the sensor and the trigger wheel will all go on here. So I should pull that off now as well. I haven't decided which carb I'm going to use, probably just run it up on here for now because there was nothing wrong with this carb, it ran nice, it didn't splutter, so yeah, we'll go with that. So we'll start tinkering. There we go, it's perhaps a better view of those sheared off bolts. I'll try and tap them out with a punch to start with. Probably worth a giggle, so I'll set the camera up and you can see as the frustration unfolds. This one in here, it's not a clean brake. This one is a clean brake. If I do at the top, just like that. Fighting for space with a torch, an engine and a camera. Of course, if this fails, they're going to use one of them easy outs, which are never easy out. That's why I'm trying the hard way first. Well, it doesn't look as though it's going to easily play ball. It's probably been mushroomed in there. You know when you're driving along the road and you hear that ping and the rattle under the floor, and you wonder whether you're going to ground to a halt? Well, it's bolts like this that cause that. Been driving around like it for a long time. This one, on the other hand, and people say it's always the last bolt that gives you the trouble. Well, it's the first bolt in this case. Mind you, having said that, this isn't actually out yet. Trying to rock it backwards and forwards. It wouldn't seem to want to go anymore. So maybe that's what we're into. Well, this one shouldn't be too difficult because it was already moving. Let's see. Right, I have a new 1/8 drill. Unbroken most of the, well, only the little one. Easy out before. Still wandering all over the place. Go for that, I think. God knows how deep this is, but well, it's got to be at least that deep, isn't it? About 2 times the diameter of the bolt that goes in it. Quite often you're drilling through these, and then all of a sudden the drill goes floop, because you've gone through the bottom of the bolt and into a cavity. But not always. And sometimes these are broken off because they've been bottomed out. That's enough, I think, for now. Tidied up the workshop earlier, and I can't find my nice wire brush. So I've got my not nice wire brush. Don't think this is going to work, this one. I might grab it. Unlikely though. So I can just measure, well, according to this, 4 mil. So I should get a 4 mil drill and whack that in there. And we'll see. Doesn't sound very healthy. You have to be careful with these because you go off centre and you drill your hole. When you whack this in there, this can lock against the outside of the thing. You just hate it when it happens. There you go, no bullshitting. Wasn't too bad, was it? Wish I'd said that after taking this one out. Alright, we'll take that one out now. So the paint on this is actually barbecue paint. We did the Escort before, we did that black blue that people say is a Ford blue, but now other people say it's not. And I think it was Austin who said, oh, let's just do it like something different. So we did. Quite like it. To say it was 3 years ago, pretty much to the week, because I got a Facebook notification a couple of days ago of us putting this lump in the Capri. So it's been in there 3 years. Let's see if we can get this out then. Should do, because it moved earlier. There we go. Popular this afternoon. It's Friday afternoon, by the way. There we go. Right, that's out. That's those two out. So we can get that aircon stroke alternator bracket on there. And yeah, I think it's onto the clutch now. We'll get the pulley off of here and maybe clean it up a little bit because I want to put the no-diz on. The no-diz trigger wheel and pickup sensor. Okay, right, so impact gun, electric impact gun, impact socket, and hopefully, I can't remember whether these are left-hand thread or right-hand thread. I think they're a normal thread. I'm pretty sure they're a normal thread. Let's just see. Well, that was damn piss easy, wasn't it? So this here is a copper mallet, copper and hide mallet. The hide's sort of gone now, but the copper's still there. It means you could smack things with it without damaging them. I've had this since I was 16. It's only a few years ago. First thing I bought for my apprenticeship. Right, there we go. Well, I'm just going to slide that back on there for now and trap my finger behind it. I know it's off. And now I'm going to, I don't think you can see it there properly. Right. Now I'm going to remove the pulley because I'll have to use the pulley on the Escort engine because there's been some funky spacing done to clear the sensor for the node. You'll probably see it later. Well, funnily enough, just talking about old tools, this was also one of the first tools that I bought when I started my apprenticeship at 16, and still got it. I still remember all the jokes about Snap-on van that came round and took our souls away. I had a roll cab, I had a top box, I had a welder off them, I had a compressor off them, I had a lot of stuff. All the hand tools, the sockets and the spanners, they got nicked out of the boot of my Mk2 Escort when I was up in London when I was about 21. I was living in Green Lanes, North London, just up the side of Finsbury Park, and they kept breaking into the damn thing. So I took the steering wheel off it, but they still had all the tools out of the boot. It was my own silly fault for leaving them there. Never bought Snap-on to replace them. What we have here is the remains of an old gearbox. It was from a flooded car and the gearbox had seized up. So I smashed up the gearbox, smashed open the gearbox to make the clutch aligning tool. So I used to use an old socket, an extension bar and this, that and the other and wiggle like hell. But these are perfect. I mean, you can buy kits that are obviously designed. Start again. You can buy kits that are designed for aligning clutches. So you can't beat that. That is the best tool going. Right, I'm just going to whip these off and see what the clutch condition is like. This is where old sockets come in handy, because you don't care if you damage them. Yeah, it's coming up. Where's my clutch tool gone? There we go. That's a bit wavy, that. I might pay to run down to the machine shop, and just get that ground a bit. It's just a tiny bit wavy. It's not bad. We've got the original Motorcraft clutch in it. Plenty of meat on those rivets there. As I said, it wasn't slipping, but I couldn't remember much about what it was and this, that and the other. Leave it in there actually, you can just right. Feel how heavy that flywheel is when you take it off. Go away. go weightlifting with that. Some weight, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why they lighten them, but I wanted to lighten this, but I'm worried because I don't really have the ability to balance it or anywhere to balance it. So that'll be another step another time, I think. We're just gonna make it reliable, and there you go, some squats with the weight. Come on now. There you go, that's what flywheels are for. Cheers.